All right, let's get right to it. No fluff, we're talking about how things actually work.
You know, I used to think that business was all about ideas. Boy, was I wrong. Ideas? They're cheap. Execution? That's everything. So stick with me and I'm going to show you how the machine actually runs.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the ultimate speed limit. This is the one thing holding basically everything back. And I promise you, once you see this, you're going to see it everywhere.
I mean, you've been there, right? Standing in line, waiting for a package, stuck on hold, and you're just thinking, why is everything so slow? It shouldn't be this hard. Well, guess what? It's not complicated, and the reason is almost always the same simple thing.
It all comes down to one simple concept, the bottleneck. We're talking about the single slowest activity in any process. Not the kind of slow part, not the second slowest part. The absolute #1 slowest link in the chain.
Okay, so look at this. A process is only as fast as its slowest part. In this ski rental shop, finding boots takes 4 minutes, while every other step only takes 2. That's your bottleneck. The entire flow moves at the speed of the boot finder. And trying to speed up anything before that, it's useless. All you do is create a bigger pileup of people waiting for boots.
But it's not just about the slowest part. Oh no, speed isn't the only thing that guns up the works. There's something else, something that causes way more chaos. Let's talk about the panic effect.
Yeah, that's right. It's not just about speed. It's about panic.
And here's how that panic ripples out. It starts with something tiny. A few more people buy a product. No big deal, right? Wrong. The store manager sees this, gets a little nervous, and orders a little extra, just in case. Then the warehouse gets that slightly bigger order and thinks, whoa, something's happening, so they order even more to be safe. By the time that signal gets all the way back to the factory, it looks like a massive panic buy. So what do? They overproduce like crazy.
And what's this crazy phenomenon called? It's the variability of demand. It's just those unpredictable changes in what customers want that end up creating total chaos in the supply chain. A tiny little ripple on your end turns into a tsunami by the time it hits the factory.
And if you want a perfect real-world example, this is exactly why you couldn't find toilet paper a while back. That's all it was. A little panic buying turned into a massive panic up the entire supply chain.
So all this panic and unpredictability, it leads to a huge problem for retailers. It's basically a giant bet they have to make every single day.
So here's the dilemma, right? On the one hand, if you order too much stuff, you're just burning cash. You've got storage costs, security costs, and the product might just go out of style or get stolen. But if you order too little, well, you've got empty shelves. That means lost sales, and even worse, unhappy customers who might not come back. It's a lose-lose.
This whole thing actually has a name. It's called the news vendor problem, and it's perfect. Imagine you're selling newspapers on a street corner back in the day. You have to decide in the morning how many to buy. You have no idea what the big story will be. You just have to guess. That's the bet every single store's making, with every single product, every single day.
So how on earth do they make that call? Well, it's not just a guess, it's a cold, hard calculation. You've got the overage cost, that's the money you lose for every item you don't sell. And then you've got the underage cost, that's the profit you missed because you ran out. It's all about balancing those two costs.
Okay, let's get to the last one. And this one is my personal pet peeve. The invisible line. Why you are always waiting?
Seriously, this drove me nuts for years. You walk into a store, you see they have enough cashiers to handle the average number of shoppers, so why is there always a line? The math should work, but it never does. What is going on?
It's one word. Again, variability.
Here's the secret. The average is a lie. It doesn't matter. Look, if one person arrived exactly every 60 seconds, like clockwork, no line, perfect. But that's not real life, is it? In the real world, 3 people all show up at once, and then nobody comes for the next 3 minutes. The average is still 1 person per minute, but that clumping is what kills the system and creates the line.
So you can't stop the clumping, but you can design for it. This is why you see those single, long, snaking lines at airports or the bank now, instead of a separate line for each teller. It's not just to be organized, it's a strategic weapon against variability. That one line absorbs the chaos, it smooths out the clumps, and makes sure the system runs as efficiently as possible.
And once you see this stuff, bottlenecks, the panic effect, variability, you just see it everywhere. The world suddenly makes sense. The traffic jam, the line at the coffee shop, your overflowing inbox,
It's all just a giant flowchart.
So there you have it. You're ready to optimize your life. If you want to keep seeing how the machine runs, you know what to do. Subscribe.